Hello, good morning, Canada. This is John, your new Prime Minister. Since we live in a democracy and everyone hates the Prime Minister, and they voted for me, so I guess now I'm your new Prime Minister. Okay, first, I love Canada. It's the most awesome country in the world. I mean, it goes without saying. Uh, young people are the future of Canada. I say this to you as your Prime Minister. Now, unfortunately, all of the young people in Canada are drinking beer and smoking pot and having sex and listening to music, so they're kind of busy right now, so it looks like instead of the future of Canada, you get me. It's a dirty job, but someone has to do it. So, anyway. To get the facts straight, I'm your new Prime Minister. I've taken over political power, and I am the Prime Minister of Canada. That said, I love Canada a lot. But I don't like it because it's not cold enough. Anytime the temperature gets above 0 degrees, I just get depressed, I mean, the normal temperature here should be about minus 40, My vision of Canada is everyone walking around in a parka, and, minus 40 or minus 80 at least, Anyway, I'm sorry about this, but, consistently, for the last 101 years, everyone has been dissatisfied with the Prime Minister. There had to be a political coup. So I am the new Prime Minister, yes. Don't send your tax money to the Canadian government. Just send it to me. And also, if you want a job as a Senate member or something, especially if you're a young woman with nice boobs, just send your resume here, And that said, okay, on to the business of the country, right. Okay, we're living on a dying planet. Our current Prime Minister, Harper, God bless his soul. He's a devoted Canadian, although he's a bit of an idiot. Like most of the people in Ottawa. I think it's something in the water, but okay. Anyway, he's a bit of an idiot, but God forgive him, we're living on a dying planet, and what are we gonna do? I don't know, just fucking accept defeat and party? I don't know. Maybe if I had children, I would have something else to say about that. Like make an effort and try and do something about it, Seriously, there is a real capacity for the human being to be stupid. I can tell you this in fact. Yes, real stupid. But, however, I think that there's a greater capacity for a human being to be intelligent. And that doesn't include smoking. It's a really bad habit. I should take up marijuana or something, But, is there hope for the future? I don't know. Honestly, it's up to you, It's probably up to your kids, Again, we can't count on the teenagers. They're all just like, drinking beer and having sex and, smoking joints and listening to music and all that stuff, It's the future of Canada is busy right now. But so that means I've got to do it, Okay, so that's issue number one. Dying planet. I mean, it's serious. and I make light of it in a way, but you know, the adventurers who are gonna save this world, I mean, they're gonna have a bit of humor while they do it, you know. And it's gonna be young people once they stop, you know, having sex and drinking beer and listening to music and smoking pot, you know. In the meantime, sorry, you're stuck with me. And I'm just like the replacement prime minister for the next 101 years. You're gonna have to put up with me. Anyway, okay, so that's done. Yeah, okay, dying planet, number one. Number two, okay, I'll tackle it. Immigrants. Fuck being politically correct, okay? My priority is for people that are actually born here in this country, regardless of their race or religion. I mean, if you're born here, you're born here. That's just a fucking fact in nature. You're a son or daughter of Canada. That's it, you know? That said, I mean, there's a limit to how much new people we can take in. And don't get me wrong, I mean, multiculturalism is, at least in Toronto, it's pure awesome. Toronto is one of the legendary cities of history. Seriously, it is. Everyone gets along, you know, life is good overall, and, you know, it's a good thing. But however, looking, you know, 1,000 years into the future, we simply can't sustain this massive immigration. It's just going to rip things apart, and the system is going to break down. I mean, before we let an immigrant into this country, we should, as a duty, you know, we should have in place for them. We should have housing, a job, health care, and education, you know? I mean, can we afford to do that? I mean, you know, sometimes I see, you know, immigrants walking down the streets picking food out of garbage cans. It's thankfully a rare sight, but I don't want to see more of it in the future. And also, you know, maybe it's not politically correct, but I'll say it, you know. I mean, there are a lot of people who are born in this country who can't get a job, can't get housing, but someone from whatever stand, you know, across the world, they come in here, they get free housing, free food, you know, everything, and you know, there's a serious injustice that is being done to the Canadian people, those who are born here. And again, I say that regardless of race or religion, you know? I mean, if you popped out of your mom's pussy and you were lucky enough to land in Canada, fuck, you're Canadian, okay? That's what it comes down to. It's basic geography. Also, that said, I hate when the temperature goes up above 0 degrees. I mean, it's fucking terrible. Alright, so, okay, I'm covering things. 1, dying planet. 2, immigration. 3, okay, this is testing me a bit, but, you know, I mean, I don't want to be fucking politically correct. I'm your prime minister, okay? I mean, for fuck's sakes. Okay, let's talk about Islam. Personally, I believe it's a moral evil. I mean, what the fuck? Is this what I'm supposed to teach my kids? Okay, yeah. Get married with a 6-year-old girl, crucify people, behead people, and if people don't believe you, they're gonna go to hell and suffer for eternity. I mean, the Third Reich, Hitler, and the Nazis, that was over in 6 years. Sadly, the evil that comes from Islam is going to last for 1,000 years, maybe 10,000 years, you know? We're in for the long haul here. But in the end, I believe that good will triumph over evil. Um, and this is a serious challenge to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, where we have religious freedom. And some people say, "Oh, it's not Islam that is the problem; it's Muslims that are a problem." But I would say no. I rub shoulder to shoulder with Muslims every day. Muslims are not the problem. It's the fundamental ideology there. There's something there that is very, very wrong. Again, I think that Islam is a moral evil. Um, I wish I had the eloquence and education of Sir Winston Churchill, but you know, you have to make a stand for good, what you believe in. Um, I don't know what else to say. But in the meantime, um, to all the Muslims in Canada, I just shrug my shoulders and I don't know what to say. It's like I don't believe in your religion, but in the meantime, you're here, especially if you were born here, you're Canadian, and let's just go forth into the future and get along. Hating a group of people it's a bad waste of life. So I would make friends with Muslims any day, although it would be kind of difficult maybe if we were talking about religion. But most people have the common sense to look beyond religion and to enjoy life. Um, that said, I really wish I had taken up kung fu. Maybe I will one day. Okay, so yeah, one, dying planet. Two, uh, immigrants. And three, Islam. And okay, so I've gone through all the bad stuff. So now finally I can have some fun and get to good stuff. Well, actually, there's one more thing. Okay, so we're at number 4, Canadian Army. Since I'm the Prime Minister, effective immediately, I'm dissolving completely and absolutely the Canadian Army for 101 years. I am so proud of our legacy, of our armed forces, but I think that in the best interests of everyone here, on this planet, that we dissolve our army for exactly 101 years, and send a message to the world. I mean, okay, there's overpopulation. War cuts down the population, so some people might say it's a good thing, which honestly I think is bullshit. You just need to learn about the 21st century reality and have smaller families. Um, the vast amount of human suffering that we as Canadians, we cannot even understand this. I mean, I love to make jokes and have a sense of humor, but with respect, like seeing footage of a hospital, say in Iraq, where kids are literally like blown apart on the streets. I mean, gods, you would wish that people would have some sense. And say courage, or sorry, I'm coming apart a bit. Some sense and moral courage, to say no to violence. Um, there's no need for that. Um, Sorry, I've got tears running down my cheeks, but I honestly believe that Canada is in a unique historic position where we have the ability to send a message of peace to the world. And there's always going to be war, but I believe honestly that we can make it so that there's less war and less suffering, you know. And honestly, that is, I believe that's a absolutely achievable human goal. It can be done, you know. Um, we can send people out to space, but here on Earth also we can have less war, you know, and less suffering, you know. If it was just men killing each other, that's, well, okay, that sucks, but the reality of it is that, you know, women and children, civilians, are getting blown apart by, you know, bombs and IEDs, you know, from, you know, Muslims and from, you know, the USA military industrial complex and stuff like that. You know, it's just too much, you know. Seriously, that it's a fucked up situation, but there is a solution and it is totally achievable. Um, in our lifetimes too. Anyway, okay. So that was that. Um, okay, to review. Okay, 1, dying planet. 2, immigration. 3, Islam. 4, Canadian military. And okay, 5. Now finally I get to this fun stuff. Space program. Yeah. Um, this is the 21st century. Um, Canada is better than the USA overall, but the one thing that the USA is better at is they have a better space program. Um, Still, it remains the best on Earth. They are light years ahead of the rest of the world in a certain way, and maybe this is the most controversial thing that I'll ever have to say, but we have to look at the stars, you know. We've been in the womb of Mother Earth for, you know, 10,000 years, but there's something else out there. There's a lot else. I don't know what to say. This is all gonna, you know, happen after I'm dead. Uh, but in the meantime, you know, we have to look to the stars, but at the same time, we have to have common sense. You know, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, being your prime minister, I'm gonna do my best job that I can. But seriously, you guys would be better off having David Suzuki as the prime minister. You know, we need to have the common sense to maintain, you know, clean water, clean earth, and clean air. Um, Nature, common sense. I don't know what else to say. Fuck. Anyway, okay. So 5 was space, and going on. So let's see. Was number 1? Canada. Yeah, my memory's failing me. As you get older, your memory starts to fail a bit. But anyway, yeah. In the meantime, though, I mean, I think what's important is number 11, which is work. Um, you know, we talk about the economy, but also it's work. I mean, we have a huge amount of people on social assistance, like, you know, me and, you know, all of the politicians and everything. But seriously, life sucks like that. It's not a desirable situation. We need to keep on with a culture that encourages work. I mean, heck, even if it's part-time work, and, you know, you got your leg bit off because you got attacked by a shark, you know, when you were walking down the street, you know. I mean, that's not an excuse, man. You can still get up in the morning and work, and you're going to be better off for it. Also, education. Work and education go hand in hand. Uh, you know, I go on about all these idealistic things, but at the ground level, I think that that's what really matters is work and education. And to encourage that as much as possible. Um, Anyway, I think I'm done. If you have any questions, see me at Tim Hortons, and I'll be behind the counter. And have a great day. So this is your daily message from the Prime Minister. Also, I would like to just sort of rant on about how I love Canada, but I fucking hate when the temperature goes above 0 degrees Celsius. I mean, what the fuck? I don't want to live in Saudi Arabia. It was a fucking desert, 40 degrees. That's fucked, man. Okay? I would rather have hairy balls and live in Canada where the temperature is a nice minus 40 degrees. Okay? And if you can't stand minus 40 degrees, then fuck you and get the fuck out of our country. Okay? We don't need you. Okay? Okay, maybe that's not politically correct. Edit that one out, guys. Okay. Alright. See you guys in 22 minutes. Alright, later.